Right friends, welcome back to 22nd week question and answer session part 1. This week starts from 25th to 31st May. And let us look at the first question. On the eve of 1 year in office, the Prime Minister of the country, Narendra Modi, addressed a public rally at a place Nagla Chandrabhan near Madura. Nagla Chandrabhan near Madura. The Prime Minister addressed a public rally and it is the birthplace of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. Nagla Chandrabhan, which is situated near Madura in Uttar Pradesh, is the birthplace of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. Is associated with Bharatiya Janasangh for several years, and in his name a program was also started by the Narendra Modi government, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana. Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana. The main purpose of this program is to provide assured power supply in rural areas. To provide assured supply in rural areas by separating agriculture feeders and other feeders. That is the main purpose of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana, which was started recently, and a university is also existing in Gorakhpur. Gorakhpur University is named after Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. The university name is Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gorakhpur University, and please don't forget the birthplace of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya. One of the prominent persons of Bharatiya Janasangh is Nagla Chandrabhan near Madura in Uttar Pradesh, and Prime Minister addressed the first year rally at Nagla Chandrabhan. Look at the second question. Andrzej Duda was elected the president of. Andrzej Duda was elected the president of Poland. Recently elections were held. 43-year-old Duda was elected the president of Poland. Please don't forget, Poland is a European country situated in eastern part of Europe, and which borders Baltic Sea on one side and Germany on the other side. Right friends, Mr. Duda is the newly elected president of Poland. Look into the next question. Name the country which banned ABT after the attacks on 3 bloggers. All of you are quite familiar with the attacks on bloggers. Avijit Roy, associated with Mukta Mona, was murdered. Subsequently, Washikar Rahman Babu was also murdered, and the third person, Ananta Vijay Das, was also murdered recently. After these 3 murders of bloggers, Bangladesh government banned ABT. It has also banned several other religious organizations in recent times after the attack on bloggers. So, the answer here is the country which banned ABT after the attacks on 3 bloggers is Bangladesh. Please don't forget. Look into the next one. Name the country where fuel supplies were badly hit in recent times. Fuel supplies were badly hit in Nigeria. With regard to Nigeria, there is some problem as oil marketing companies are not being paid the dues by the government. Government is not paying dues to oil marketing companies, because of which there is some crisis in the availability of fuel in Nigeria. And when it comes to Nigeria, I would like to tell you few things. Recently elections were held, and Muhammad Buhari was elected as the new president of Nigeria in place of Goodluck Jonathan. In place of Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammad Buhari was elected as the new president of Nigeria, and the real challenges are there is problem with the fuel supplies, and the second one is tackling Boko Haram. Boko Haram is the terrorist organization which is active in the northeastern part of the country. These two are the pressing issues for Muhammad Buhari, who recently took over as the president of Nigeria. Important question, please look into this. Ro-ro service pertains to. Ro-ro means roll on, roll off. roll on, roll off. This service pertains to railways. Here the trucks are rolled onto the wagons and wagons carry these trucks, and near the destination these trucks will be again rolled off. That means rolling onto the wagons, and these trucks are carried by railways, and near the destination point these trucks will be rolled off. The program is called roll on and roll off, RO-RO program. This program pertains to railways. This is already in vogue in Konkan Railway, and Government of India is planning to introduce a RO-RO system in other sections also. Here the basic advantage is traffic on the roads will be minimized, pollution will be reduced, trains will carry these trucks from one place to other place. There are so many advantages of a RO-RO system. It is already in vogue in Konkan Railway, and government plans to introduce this RO-RO system in other sections of Indian Railways. Service tax of 14% is being imposed from 1st June 2015. Previously the service tax was 12.36% and the finance minister increased the service tax to 14%, and the new legislation came into effect from 1st June 2015. The service tax at present is 14%. Look into the next one. Name the country which is going to cull koalas due to overpopulation. Koalas. Please look into the picture. These are koalas. They are found in eastern part of Australia, eastern and southern part of Australia. They eat only one type of eucalyptus leaves. They eat only one type of eucalyptus leaves, and these eucalyptus leaves which koalas eat are not available. That means because of the paucity of the food available for koalas, that means the type of leaves which they eat are not available. That's why Australian government is planning to kill some koalas. Australian government is planning to kill some koalas because of the reason the food eaten by these koalas is not available. It is in short supply because these koalas eat eucalyptus type of leaves only. Culling means, please don't forget, culling means killing one particular sect of animals due to some reasons. When there is bird flu, poultry farms will be affected. There several birds will be culled. When bird flu breaks out, poultry farms, birds will be culled. Similarly, culling of koalas, this Australian government is planning. Right friends, name the country which submitted the master plan for the capital city of Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh capital city is coming up near Vijayawada, and the name of the capital city is Amaravati, and Singapore government gave master plan for capital city, and capital city is going to come up in more than 217 square kilometers, capital region in around 7,000 square kilometers, and the capital city Amaravati is going to come up in more than 200 square kilometers abutting river Krishna. So it will be riverfront capital near Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. Right friends, name the state which is the worst affected due to the heat wave condition resulting in the deaths of more than 500 people in 1 week. All over the country, several deaths occurred, but due to the severe heat wave conditions, we have already discussed in our lecture part what is meant by heat wave, and the answer here is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh accounted for more than 1,000 deaths during this summer season, and 500 people lost their lives within 1 week due to severe heat wave conditions across the state. And Andhra Pradesh is followed by Telangana as far as deaths of heat wave are concerned. Look into the next one. Name the car company which is offering Google's Android Auto system for the first time. Google's Android Auto system is going to be implemented in Hyundai cars. Hyundai is the automobile giant of South Korea, and for the first time this Google's Android Auto system, that means its motherboard will have all the features like Google Maps, and driver's smartphone will also be linked with this, and driver can give commands through voice. These are the additional features which are being implemented by Google's Android Auto system for the first time in Hyundai. Right friends, look into the next one. Private company SpaceX was certified recently to launch military and spy satellites. Private company SpaceX was recently certified to launch military and spy satellites. The country here is United States of America. At present, to place the satellites, military as well as the spy satellites, America is using Atlas 5 rockets. Atlas rockets are used by America, where the engines are built by Russia. In the Atlas rockets, which are used by America, the engine is built by Russia. That is not palatable to America. That's why recently a private company SpaceX was approached, and it was given permission to launch satellites, and it will use its own Falcon 9 rocket. SpaceX is the private firm which will use Falcon 9 rocket to place military and spy satellites in the orbit. Please don't forget, SpaceX is USA based private space firm. Look into the next question. ITU says that 3.2 billion people will be online by the end of 2015. ITU, International Telecommunication Union. International Telecommunication Union. The former name was International Telegraph Union. International Telegraph Union was established in the year 1865, and subsequently it became International Telecommunication Union, and it is the United Nations organization which looks into information technology and communication related issues all over the world. And recently it said that 3.2 billion people, that means 320 crore people, will be online by the end of 2015. International Telecommunication Union is the United Nations body at Geneva in Switzerland. Look into the next one. 5/20 rule pertains to, it is airlines. What is 5/20 rule? For the domestic airline to fly in international routes, for the domestic airline to fly in international routes, minimum criteria is prescribed. What is the minimum criteria? First and the foremost is, it has to operate domestic airlines for 5 years. It has to operate airlines in domestic sector for at least 5 years. And the second point is, it should have minimum 20 aircraft. Experience of 5 years in domestic sector as well as 20 aircraft. These two conditions are to be met before giving permission to fly in international routes. Before giving permission to fly in international routes, these two conditions are to be fulfilled, and this 5/20 rule pertains to airline sector, and now government is planning to liberalize this rule. Right friends, offset clause pertains to, offset clause is with regard to defense sector. We are importing our equipment, almost 70% to 80% is imported. The defense needs of our country, almost 70 to 80% are met through imports. And in the year 2005, a clause was imposed that when we are importing equipment or arms and ammunition from foreign land in the defense sector, if the import is more than 300 crores of rupees, if the import is more than 300 crores of rupees, they have to invest That means original equipment manufacturer has to invest at least 30% of the value in the country. Basically, to promote domestic manufacturing industry in defense sector. The clause was introduced in the year 2005, which says that when the import is more than 300 crores of rupees, 30% of the value of the import is to be used for establishing a manufacturing base here by the original equipment manufacturer. But this is not being implemented in true letter and spirit, and now the Defence Ministry is thinking of eliminating this offset clause. So please don't forget 5/20 rule airline sector, offset clause defense sector. Look into the next one. Skype, WhatsApp are known as OTT players. OTT stands for over the top. What they do? These are the applications or services which operate with the existing internet network. Skype or WhatsApp, these are the applications or services which operate on the existing internet network. They are different from traditional carriers. If you want internet, you have to approach either BSNL or Airtel. Once you establish internet connection, all these services you can have. This WhatsApp, Skype, these are over the top players. They provide their services by taking existing internet service as the base. By taking existing internet as the base, they provide various applications or services. That's why they are called over the top service providers. Right friends, look into the next one. DIB. DIB is Dubai Islamic Bank. Recently issued dollar denominated bonds named Sukuk. DIB is the largest Islamic bank in United Arab Emirates. The answer here is United Arab Emirates. Islamic banks' fundamentals are entirely different. They function on altogether different lines. Sharia is to be followed as far as Islamic banking is concerned. The rules and regulations of Islamic banking are entirely different. This Dubai Islamic Bank functions on the principles of Sharia and it is established in the year 1975. Right? Look into the next one. Ursula von der Leyen, and she is tipped to be the next Chancellor of Germany after Angela Merkel's term ends in 2017. So Ursula von der Leyen, who visited India recently, is the Defence Minister of Germany. Right? Ursula von der Leyen, who visited India recently, is the Defence Minister of Germany. Please look into the next question. Government constituted a 10-member panel to revitalize the PPP mode of infrastructure development. PPP mode, what is the meaning of PPP? PPP is a public-private partnership. Nowadays, the norm is infrastructure is being developed with public-private partnership because governments do not have the required money to implement various infrastructure projects. So, infrastructure development, the world over the norm is infrastructure development is being developed by private parties with government support. That's why it is called public-private partnership. And in recent times, infrastructure development is not going on expected pace. And keeping this in view, government constituted a 10-member panel headed by the former Finance Secretary Vijay Kelkar. So, Vijay Kelkar is heading the 10-member panel to suggest ways and means in executing various infrastructure development projects through public-private partnership mode. Name the organization which is under scanner for allegedly accepting bribes estimated at more than $150 million over a 24-year period. There is a big scandal broke out in FIFA. FIFA is the world body of football. Headquarters Zurich in Switzerland, and we have already discussed in detail in the lecture part. So, a big scam broke out in FIFA and $150 million bribes amounting to more than $150 million were paid during the 24-year period as per the allegations made. There are also allegations that there are bribes paid for hosting 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia and 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, and this investigation is going on at present. And the respective countries denied the allegations. Both Russia as well as Qatar denied the allegations. Look into the next one. Name the German city where 20,000 people were evacuated to defuse a 1-ton bomb which was planted during World War II. A bomb was found after 70 years. This bomb was planted during World War II. World War II ended in 1945, almost 70 years back. And now a 1-ton bomb was found, and to defuse that bomb, 20,000 people were evacuated safely to safer places. The city is Cologne in Germany. Please look into the next one. Name the country which sacked 200 soldiers for cowardice and failure to fight against Boko Haram militants. When Boko Haram militants attacked, military escaped. That is cowardice behavior. Because of the cowardice behavior and failure to protect the citizens, 200 soldiers were sacked by Nigerian government. When we talk about the Boko Haram, it is in Nigeria, right? Muhammad Buhari, we have already discussed. Muhammad Buhari is the new president of Nigeria. Look into the next one. Name the country which is going to referendum in 2017 to decide whether to stay with the European Union or not. Right? This is United Kingdom. United Kingdom in the recently concluded elections to House of Commons. 331 seats were won by Conservative Party, and Cameroon once again became the Prime Minister of the country. And during the elections he promised that he will hold referendum whether United Kingdom citizens want to remain with the European Union or not. This referendum is going to be held in 2017. If United Kingdom people says that we don't want to be with European Union, then it will have wider ramifications for European Union. And please don't forget, this referendum is going to be held in the year 2017 as stated by the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Name the organization which suggested quotas to take up asylum seekers from Middle East and North Africa. Name the organization which suggested quotas to take up asylum seekers from Middle East and North Africa. We have learnt in the previous classes, several people from North African countries as well as the Middle East are escaping to Europe through Mediterranean Sea. Human trafficking is taking place and several people are migrating to Europe, and recently European Union suggested that let us divide with regard to the asylum. When a citizen of the country escapes one country and the other country has to give asylum. When citizens of the country escapes one country because of political reasons, the other country has to give asylum. Otherwise they have no right to stay in that country. So recently European Union decided that the citizens, whoever are escaping through Mediterranean Sea, are to be accommodated by various countries of European Union, because one country cannot take the burden of all these asylum seekers. Right? Big humanitarian crisis is going on in Mediterranean Sea as several people from North Africa as well as Middle East are escaping to European countries because of the prevailing situation in some of the countries in Middle East as well as North Africa. Please look into the next one. Name the country where several fake degrees were allegedly awarded and subsequently several arrests were made. The country here is Pakistan. Several arrests were made. The name of the company is Exact, AXACT, and this occurred in Karachi in Pakistan. Name the organization whose 2 frozen bank accounts were ordered to be unfrozen by Delhi High Court. Recently, Government of India frozen the bank accounts of Greenpeace and Now Delhi High Court stated that 2 of the frozen bank accounts are to be unfrozen. Right? Look into the next one. Name the bank which has undertaken loan resolution week for NPA borrowers from 25th May to 30th May. What is NPA? NPA is a non-performing asset. People have taken money from bank but they are not paying back. Then it will become NPA. And recently State Bank of India has undertaken loan resolution week for NPA borrowers for a week. Right? Look at the last question of this part. The fishermen will hold a sea rally with boats, kayaks. They are planning to hold a sea rally against the nuclear power plant. This is the Jaitapur nuclear power plant which is coming up in Konkan region of Maharashtra, and here the fishermen are against this project. It is nearly 10,000 megawatt nuclear power plant coming up with the assistance of France, and here fishermen are against this plant and they are going to conduct a sea rally with boats and kayaks. And with this, let us conclude first part of question and answer. Please do join for second part. Have a nice day. Thank you.